right, we made it, Mama. She Speaks Live was created as a platform for women and girls of color to speak from our original, authentic voices, to speak in our own tones and colors and textures, and to not be afraid of saying what we feel, how we feel, when we feel it. Is that all right with y'all?
It's all right with me.
That's all right with me too, Fally Fowl. This is my DJ, Fally Fowl. Give it up, Fally Fowl.
Hey, everybody.
I love this show because we can just be ourselves and we can keep it all the way real. But what happens when we are caught up in a space where keeping it real goes wrong? Meaning we're working so hard to keep up with the Joneses that we don't keep up with ourselves. Tonight, we're going to address the issue of mental health in the Black community. Statistics are showing that we are 10% more likely, because of our socioeconomic status, because of our lack of resources, because of our lack of finances and opportunities, to suffer from mental illness. And what we want to do on the show tonight is take some time and address the issue of mental illness and how we cope. Never ever feel like you can't speak to somebody if you feel like you're going through something. Like my good friend Shanti Das says, silence the shame. Get the help that you need. I'm really excited that you guys are joining us tonight because this is a much needed conversation on mental health.
Yeah, it was.
It was so honest and raw. Christine, do you have any?
Well, we talk about this thing of talking to your children. It's just so important. And I know for me, that's tantamount because, especially in the African-American community, our thing is, ain't nothing wrong with you, sit down. We do that to ourselves, but we definitely do it to our children. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you, and we brush it off. And I know from dealing with my own daughter, who was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, it's tough. And both of my daughters are in college, doing great, all that good stuff.
Absolutely beautiful, smart, amazing.
But she battles.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And it's, I know kids are coming home for the holiday now. And actually I know, Robin is still with us, and I probably overtalk my daughter sometimes, I say, what's going on? And sometimes she doesn't want to talk, so it's like it's a balance. It's a dance that you really have to perfect, and I err on the side of being over communicative than less, than not, checking in. But what I would ask Robin, what would you say to parents? Because again, for me, I think the communication is the biggest part, but who may think don't really know if their child is dealing with depression. But I would say, to advocate for it and to find out what do you, I guess, say to parents who may be battling with trying to figure out what to do, and they think their child is just having an attitude problem or doesn't want to talk or doesn't want to produce, and that's what we chalk it up to. What would you say to those parents to maybe take that a little more seriously, especially in the face of the rise of suicide rates from young people from ages 13 to 24? What would you say to those parents?
I would tell those parents this: you have to set the culture you want in your home. And if you don't set the culture is going to be there. It's just going to be an unhealthy one. You have to intentionally set the culture. And what I mean by that is, do you want a culture where your children feel safe to come and share with you? Yes. On a previous episode, we talked about the importance of a safe space. We have to intentionally create that. Let me share with you all what I teach my daughters. I make them say this to me: there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that could ever, and I mean ever, make mommy stop loving me.
Amen.
I make them repeat that. And let me tell you why. Because I need them to understand that there is nothing you could tell me that's going to make me stop loving you. And so we have to create that culture. Now, the other part about that is the reality is, you said this so eloquently, many of us were raised in homes where we were told, suck it up, get over it, sit down somewhere, be quiet. These children are going to talk to somebody. They're going to talk to somebody. Now, do you want them to talk to the stranger on the internet? Do you want them to get their advice from their from their little friends? Mama say, your little friend. Do you want them to get it from your little friend? Or do you want them to get it from you? And if you want them to talk to you, you have to create that culture. Now, even with that in mind, we have to realize as parents, there are going to be other influences. And so what I do intentionally is to create a village around my daughters so that even if they don't feel comfortable coming to share with me, they know the next person in line. They know the next person in line. And those people have let them know, listen, we're your safe space. You may not feel comfortable telling mama, but you need to tell someone. So what I would say to those parents is, listen, our children are being exposed to things that we could never imagine. And their little brains cannot handle all that they are being exposed to. And so they figure out how to handle it. And when they get overexposed, those symptoms begin to rise. And you want to be the place that they come to navigate that stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, you are so dynamic. I want to hit one more thing that she said.
Absolutely.
Just a stressor. That village
Huge.
Let me just say the village. I don't know what I would have done without the village around my children. I don't know. My kids have aunties galore.
Yes.
And like, you just said, Robin, about if you don't want to talk to me, cool. You got Auntie Jen, you don't want to talk to Auntie Jen, no problem. There go Auntie Jen. Oh, you want to talk to her, no problem. Go on here to Auntie April. The village. And if, everybody may not have that, but everybody can find somebody. There's somebody that should find your people, find your tribe.
Like she was saying,
Find your tribe and indoctrinate them into your children's lives because it is so critical. Because if you aren't there, Robin, I just want if I was where you were, I would be high five.
Robin May. You can catch her at AIB Network. Her show is Intentional Living, and she came here with intention, and her intentions were spot on.
All of them.
Thank you, Tristan.
Welcome. You gotta
Timothy.
come back.
Baby.
And of course, my sisters and my co-hosts always got my back, and I always got theirs. Christine Beatty and Stacey J. Johnson. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for just showing up for me and being a part of my village. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
2 pieces. I want to leave us with this clip from my good friend and mental health advocate, Shanti Das. We did a town hall discussion on mental health at Clark Atlanta University. And I want you guys to watch this because the biggest part about getting help for mental health is to silence the shame in your head that tells you the stigma and the stereotypes and all of that other stuff means that you're crazy. That is not it. It means that you need help. And just like we work out our bodies and we work out our bank accounts and we have physical health and all the spiritual health, we need mental health.
Yes.
And we need to exercise that as well. Once again, I can't thank y'all enough.
Yes.
This conversation was so important.
Absolutely.
We'll get back to our special guests and our throne chairs later, but I am so glad, Robin May, that we had you to walk us through this very, very important conversation.
Yep.
I want you guys to take a look at this clip. If there is any situation that you need help with at all, please contact a crisis center immediately, and don't be ashamed about it. I'm Nikki Gilbert. You're watching She Speaks Live.
So the real reason I think I started Silence is Shame is because a lot of people didn't know my father took his own life when I was 7 months old. I have 2 siblings. So I was 7 months old. I was a baby. My sister was 8 and my brother was 5. And my dad shot himself in the head on my sister's bed. And so my mom's black. My dad was actually from India, from Calcutta. So I didn't know a lot about Indian culture. I grew up in African-American culture. And oftentimes, how many times have you heard people say, oh, we don't talk about that kind of stuff. You don't tell your problems or your secrets or what's going on. So when a lot of my friends or kids would ask where my dad was, I would say, oh, he died. But I never would offer up any information because I was embarrassed and I was ashamed. I never went to counseling. I never really talked about it. So even if your career is intact, if you marry and you got kids, if you have something that's stressing you out mentally and physically and you never deal with it and it just festers inside, you're gonna reach a breaking point. I, unfortunately, like Shanita, contemplated suicide. I counted the pills in my medicine cabinet. And by the grace of God, I ran into a friend that night. I just started driving aimlessly. And again, I didn't want to die. I just wanted the pain to go away. But my sister convinced me to call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is 1-800-273-TALK. And then I texted my pastor. Shout out to Dr. Raphael G. Warnock of Ebenezer. He said, I will pray with you, but you need to get some help. So I went and got the help. I got on my little happy pills, as I like to call them, my antidepressants.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm sitting here tonight.
Seriously.
Here. And that's how Silence Your Shame was born, so that we can silence that shame. So many people go through so much and they suffer in silence. And the good news is help is there.
If you or someone you love is dealing with depression or mental illness, let them know there is help out there. No one has to suffer alone. please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The number is 800-273-TALK. That's 800-273-TALK.